Hey there, YouTubers. You're probably thinking, I wonder if Spidey likes comics. Well, you would be right. Those of you who think that I might like comics, I do. Interestingly enough, I do have a lot of Spider-Man comics. Of course, though, he is the more popular character of Marvel. I try to get as much about his history as possible. One thing that definitely pissed me off that they had happen, and I'm sure everybody out there, or at least some of the people know, is about the whole brand new day. Oh yeah, it was a good read, I guess, but you know, actually, one more day was good. I like that. It was nice, but then like the very final episode in the story where they make it out where basically uh, Spider-Man gives up his unconditional love, his marriage to Mary Jane, to save his aunt, and now him and um, Mary Jane are not together anymore. And so now basically what they did was they reverted to the whole storylines of how Spider-Man was back in the 80s and 90s, around Secret Wars time. And it was good. It's good. It's not bad. I mean, if you think about it though, One More Day was basically the realization that Marvel was like, oh crap, we painted ourselves into a corner here. How can we create more, conflict in the Spider-Man universe? Yeah, I guess they could have done that. But technically now what they did was they created a new universe in the Spider-Man, mythology, basically. One thing I never didn't understand is why is it they're still making Amazing Spider-Girls when May Parker, Spider-Man, Peter Parker's daughter, named after his dead aunt, is how come she's still being written when technically her existence has been, destroyed? I don't really understand why they would do it, but of course that's the point of the multiverse, and multiverses really piss me off in comic books. But if you think about it, that's the comic book nerd in me. We obsess over the smallest things, how everything's got to make sense. But of course, when it comes down to it, it doesn't really make sense. They're just stories. That's really all it is. They're good stories, but they're just stories. Now, I think that'd be kind of an interesting thing. Somebody, you could drop me a line about what comics I like, what are my favorite story arcs for those comic book nerds out there. I'm sure that actually there's a lot of nerds out on YouTube, but we need to come out. Us nerds need to stand together. Now, I'd like to say my favorite story arc right now that's ongoing. I think it's a quarterly. Yeah, it's a quarterly. It's Kick-Ass by Marvel and Icon, written by Mark Millar, who just recently, a bit ago, I think, like ended last month, was his 1985 story, which was a boy. Well, not really a boy. It's about a boy who's living in 1985, our world, and a dimensional rift gets broken open, and characters from the Marvel universe come into our world. Now, I don't really want to give any spoilers, but I can give spoilers. So, basically, here's the spoiler. What happens is the boy has to, his boy and the help of his dad, they have to try to stop all these characters, and it's not until the very final story that they realize why everything's going to happen. And it's because a boy, was a friend of the main character's father, he's the only mutant. He basically has the powers of Scarlet Witch. Well, no, I guess not so much Scarlet Witch. He has the powers of Franklin Richard. Franklin Richard has the ability to change reality as he wishes. And this kid, he was hit on the head by his mother because the boy accidentally, well, he didn't really accidentally, he on purposely brought his father, to his doorstep, but he was dead. I guess he, as a kid, he kind of misinterpreted how his powers work. So now he's like semi mentally handicapped. He can still talk and everything, but he's just like yeah, kind of slow. And one day, all of his comics get sold by the main character's father, or his mother gets rid of them. I can't exactly remember, but any of those who no, you can leave a line and it's like, oh, type on your little message board, and it's like, oh, you got that wrong, oh, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm giving a synopsis of the story. And anyway, the final episode of the book, um, the boy, basically the boy with the mental handicap who has the ability to bring anything into reality, um, like gets his comics back, because that's all he really wanted was his comics back. And all the characters from the Marvel 1985 verse go back to where they belong. And the main character's dad, he gets shot and he's dying, and he asks Captain America to take him to the Marvel universe, where now he was in a hospital bed, and I think like now in present time he writes the story 1985, and it brings back his father. So it's kind of a neat little, almost last action hero kind of thing. I thought it was interesting. Well, I babbled on long enough. This is your friendly internet Spider-Man saying good day to you and Excelsior.